On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're going to ask a very important question. That question is,
what's that doing there?
But before we get into that, I'd like to ask you to consider subscribing to the channel, clicking on the notification bell. Your interaction with us helps us interact with great people in the industry. And in this case, it's a combination of the pedal shelf and some other friends of the channel that we will get into as we go down these particular pedals. But the Beard's going to tell you, what are we doing?
A while ago, NUX sent us this pedal. It's the Voodoo Vibe. And there's a full video on this. We did a video on it. And we liked it. And it's a cool pedal and everything. And then a while later, I'm like looking around like we do. And I'm looking at Trey's from Phishy, Trey Anastasio, his pedal board. And there's this little red pedal on it.
In the midst of all these other things.
Right. And it's a NUX. And I know for a fact at one point he had like the real Shanaiwa or version, like the real Vibe version that first came out on there and stuff. And I asked the question, you know, what is that doing there? It just got me thinking, like, why is that there? There's a great website out there called Trey's Guitar Rig. I hope I got that right. Ryan runs that, does a great job. He has broken down by years. He has it broken down by like amps and pedal boards and guitars and all that. And you can find out all you want to know. And any pictures that we use of that rig is probably from, because of course, when I'm looking at his pedal board, it took me to that site. He's doing a great job over there. So I started thinking about this. I'm like, well, if you can have
whatever you want,
let's face it, if you can have whatever you want, why the NUX? And I don't want to disparage NUX in any way, but we're talking about a $99 digital Univibe. And if there's one pedal type that guitar players are absolute snobs about, it's Univibe. I mean, there's some serious cork sniffery going on when you get into Vibe pedals. So, is it because he doesn't want to take out his vintage pedal anymore and this is indestructible? He can buy 4 of these for half the cost.
Keep one in his pocket.
Quarter of the cost of what that's worth. And take him on the road. Is it because of the size? And then you look at his rig, it's like the mothership over there. And
real estate doesn't seem to be a problem. It just expands.
Right. So we were like, hey, why don't we check it out and compare it to some other vibes? And I want to say, you know, I don't know about you. I love to look at other guitar players, pro guitar players' rigs. Not because necessarily chasing their sound. But I always have this feeling like, wow, if this guy can pretty much have whatever he wants on his board and he's using it, I feel like there's something to
They
that.
may be onto something.
Right. And maybe I could enjoy it too. So getting that out of the way. So this video is not about chasing Trey's sound at all.
Right.
It's about comparing this. So what are we going to compare it to? Here are the contestants. You want to go first?
Yeah. So the first one is a newer pedal that we got in from zZounds. It's the Deja Vibe CS MDV Mark II. It's kind of an homage more to like the original style Univibe. And while we're talking about it, I'm peeking. It is $299.
Right.
So that's one contestant compared to the $99.
Contestant number 2 off the pedal shelf that I've had for years and years and years. The Voodoo Lab Microvibe. I still maintain this is a great vibe pedal, and probably like 1 to 150 used on reverb. I don't think that if they're still making them, they're out of stock of them or something. That's what I know. Contestant number.
So next, I used the word friends loosely, but they have helped us out a couple times. So our friends at Pedal Pawn, we got the Gypsy Vibe from them, and this bad boy is $541. And it is definitely, in form factor size, very much not even a wink and a nod. Because you know when Pedal Pawn does something, they're making it just like the original. Whether it be the tremolo pedal or the Texas twang or whatever. So we have this. We're pretty fortunate to have this.
And this is a version 1. So there's a new version out that does have a expression pedal jack on it and stuff. Next, our friend Jeffrey over at RFO Electronics sent us the Real Vibe a long time ago, which again is his like homage to the original thing. We didn't use the Real Vibe. sorry, Jeffrey, didn't use that one. I actually got a message from him recently where he's taking this and trying to, I think, step it down into a smaller box, which is cool. But he makes another vibe, which we did use for the next contestant, and it's the Waterfall vibe. And we really like this. He wanted to kind of shrink it down, make it work on a 9-volt, because it's not an 18-volt like the Pedal Pawn or the real vibe. Make it work on a 9-volt and get 95% of the way to the classic, like the real deal sound. And so we wanted to put that one on.
And one more I have to show for you. Strymon helped us out with this one directly. It's the UltraViolet vintage vibe. It is a digital version. Back to the cork sniffing, but it's a Strymon. So we have that. And this one is $259.
Right. And I think the Waterfall is somewhere around 2 maybe.
Yeah.
I'll confirm that. Try to confirm that before we put the video up. All right. So let's get into the sounds.
Right.
So I put all 6 uni vibes together, put them all together on the demo board. I believe it ran out into the DSL Echo Tour back into the Tyler. And I played through all 6. And I'm going to play that clip for you, but you're not going to see any of the pedals because we want to do this kind of like a blind test. Mm-hmm. So listen, pick which one you like from that test. Maybe drop it in the comments. That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. But here's all of them clean. Here you go. All right, all of that was done on my 60th anniversary Strat, sticking with the Strat tile guitar and some clean tones.
Yeah, so I played the PRS Silver Sky SE. I had it in position 4. I played them in a different order than Jason did, and I pretty much just sped the rate up is what I did for mine. A lot of the settings stayed the same from pedal to pedal, but this is what I did.
So we're actually pretty interested to know what you thought. Just remember, my 1 through 6 is different than his 1 through 6. So let us know which one from which one you liked. And then we were like, well, Pat was like, well, what do we hit him with some like fuzz? Because you got in all the JHS, well, not all of them, 3 of the JHS pedals. So he gave me the Supreme to try out because I kind of like that little bit of an octave thing that it might have in there. And I used my American Strat Deluxe, tuned down a half step. I played this.
All right, so I wanted to play these vibe pedals with a fuzz, and I went, as Jason said, to the Legends of Fuzz. I got the Bender out, and then just also to try to cover some other territory, maybe appease some questions. I got out Les Paul Classic with thornbuckers in it, wired 50 style, I think, by David Barber. Played it in the bridge and kind of banged through some chords on each one of the pedals that was in a different order than my clean ones, just to keep you guessing. So that's our clean sounds, and then the dirty sounds. I want to play next for you the cleans that I did and the cleans that Pat did back to back. But this time, instead of seeing us and a number, you're going to see the actual pedal board, so you can see which pedal's on. So you can take that number. Remember that number that you liked? Right.
Is that the pedal you thought it was? Kind of thing. And here's those clips.
All right, so following suit and following that format, we're going to reveal the two fuzz pedals, what order we played them in with which vibe, and you will see that from the overhead cam. And again, remember the numbers that you liked when each of us played, and now you will see the actual pedal.
Two more clips for you. For this first clip, and this was Pat's idea, and I think it was a great idea. He's like, you know, by the time you click off the NUX or you run through 6 other pedals, I kind of forget the reference there. And since we did them out of order in some cases not, I have a clip where I'm going to play kind of half of what I played before on the NUX, a different pedal, NUX, a different pedal, NUX, a different pedal. So you can kind of follow that along.
All right, so the carbon copy is not just a delay pedal on the shelf. It's me echoing everything that he just said, literally. Boom. Did the same thing. I did the NUX versus the next pedal versus the next pedal with the settings I had done before, which my rate was just a little bit faster. And here's your comparison.
So that's all the clips we have for you. Couple things to keep in mind. We didn't do a whole lot of knob twisting on any of these. We kind of got a sound that we thought were kind of close to each other. Right. I know Pat moved the speed from where I had the speed. All of these have a lot more in them. Some of them have different features. Some of them have, whatever. If you want to learn more about those features and those things, we have individual videos on all of these pedals. So you could go dive into those, whether it's the vibrato side or whatever. We also, going to mention real quick, we had all 6 of them in a row, and then we threw a fuzz pedal at the end, and we had a tuner at the beginning. You had mentioned this earlier. And so, yeah, there was some hissing during the fuzz, one of the fuzz things, more from some pedals than others. Right. And if we had set up the world differently down here, that might take care of some of that.
Because who's going to build a pedal board with 6 vibe pedals?
Somebody,
we did.
Somebody might.
Yeah, so something might have had a buffer in there, whatever. Enough about that, but yeah.
So something in there. So we're going to give you some real quick final thoughts. I think, though, overall, the final thought that we're interested in is yours.
Right.
Because we had the opportunity to sit down here and do it, and hopefully gave you the opportunity to hear it a little bit. What do you think? And so you want to start off with a final thought on?
Well, we just have to hold, because technically this is the star of the show. Yep. It is the purpose of the video. There might be others that you consider the star of the show, but for the purpose of our video, it was this one. And to me, just real quick, it reiterated to me how great this pedal sounded, because I had my own kind of blind test sitting over at the computer desk. The couch blocks the pedal board. I didn't really digest it when I came in, so I got to hear you play through all of them, not knowing exactly which was which. So I kind of had a blind one as well. But this one caught my ear. I thought it's great. $99 or otherwise. I thought this was good. I think as we went through, I think we got some of them that we felt sounded kind of similar to each other, but in my personal opinion, when we got to these two, they had their own characteristics. I don't know that they sounded like any of the other 4. I'm not saying that was good or bad. I'm just saying they just were different.
Yeah.
So that would be my thought. And I just want to say too that like on a note, this channel is good for me. I'm not a fuzz guy. I'm not a vibe guy. I just played through 6 vibes and 2 fuzzes and tried to figure out how the world works. Yeah. And I think every time we do this, we get a little bit better at dialing in things that like vibe is kind of your thing, but like in general, just how do we make these things work? So I thought it was fun. It was a fun little experiment.
Vibe was my thing until we got into the Leslie thing. And now I struggle to figure out the vibe thing. Yeah, for me, I think where I'm ending up on this, probably we could grab the I forget who makes it, like the newer Jimmy Vibe back there.
Oh, right.
And put that on Trey's board and he would make it sound incredible. So it's kind of like, it could be that you just reach a caliber as a guitar player. I remember seeing a guy play Machine Gun by Jimi Hendrix using a Dan Electro guitar plugged into like a Backstage 20 PV amp. Mm-hmm. And there's that he borrowed. Right. Because he didn't have a guitar because he was a drunk. And he didn't have a guitar. He didn't have a guitar and amp for the gig. And he borrowed this rig. His rig was a Dan Electro through a Backstage 20. He played Machine Gun. And this is like, I've mentioned it, I think, before. This is like 20 some years later. And my jaw is still on the floor. The way that guy made that guitar sound. And so in the right hands, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Right.
So I'm going to leave it at that. I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm really impressed with this.
Mm-hmm. And it's tap. I know we're not going to get into the feature, but it's tap tempo too, which is just like, come on, it's $99.
It shouldn't.
Soft switch.
It shouldn't have hung with the 6 pedals we have down there. I mean, the cork sniffers would never let this little digital. I think it's digital. We might have to look into that. But would never have let this guy hang with all those. Right. I'm pretty sure it's digital, right?
I would think for that size. I mean, that
now I feel like somebody's gonna be like, "You idiots!"
The bulb would have to be like this big.
It's not.
Surprise.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. If you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, click like notifications, whatever. Anytime you interact with the channel, that's why we've been able to interact with people like Pedal Pawn and Strymon and RFO and zZounds and NUX and be able to pull this off. And so for that, we really appreciate that. And hopefully that allows us to bring cool stuff to share with you. With that.
I'm PJ on behalf of the Beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.
Thank you.